Hi and welcome to Skein Studio. My name is Kristen. You can find me on Instagram as Skein Yarn and on Ravelry as K10, that's K10. I hope you're all doing well. Today is the 19th of December, so it's a week until Christmas. And yeah, it's always a crazy busy time of year. So I hope you're all finding a little bit of time for yourself just to relax and do a little bit of knitting or sewing or crochet. I have quite a few things to share with you today, so I'm just going to jump right in, and I think I'll start with what I'm wearing. So this is the Ironwork Tee by Dianna Walla, and I knit this last year, actually this time last year, and I used our Merino Silk Sport base for this. I think the original was just a merino yarn from memory, or maybe it had a bit of cotton in it, I can't remember, but I chose to use our Merino Silk Sport because I wanted a top that I could wear in summer. And of course a silk blend yarn is a lovely yarn to wear in summer because it is quite cool to touch. I was a little bit concerned when I started making this top as to how the Merino Silk Sport would work up in colour work, because it is quite a slippery yarn, and yeah, I wasn't quite sure if the definition of the colour work would work, but luckily for me it did. It was lovely. It actually became even better once I blocked the sweater. So this is a bottom-up design, and yeah, the colour work itself, it might look a little bit intricate, but it's very, very simple to knit. It's a couple of stitches just repeating over and over again. So the chart itself is very small, very manageable, really easy to memorize, and very quick to knit because it's only 2 colors as well. It's very quick to knit. What else? I knit size 2, which gave me 10 inches of positive ease around the bust, which sounds huge, and I was a little bit concerned about that at the beginning, but I do know I like my summer sweaters to have lots of room. The Soldotna crop that I wore in a past, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, that has a lot of ease too, but I quite like the roominess of it. It's a drop shoulder design. I did make a slight alteration just with the size. Now normally I shorten sweaters because I like them to sit quite cropped, but with this one it was cropped already, and I had noticed in a few people's on Ravelry, I looked at people's project notes, and quite a few people had mentioned that it was quite short on them, and if they were to knit it again they would add a bit of length. So what I ended up doing was, I wasn't quite sure how much yarn I would have left over, but I did write in my project, on my project page on Ravelry, that I ended up having 50 grams of yarn left over. So I could have actually lengthened it a bit more, but I did add 1/2 inch to the length, and I probably could have added another 1/2 inch. But I'll put some pictures up of me wearing it. It actually sits really well for me. It's it blocked out a little bit longer, so that was good. And yeah, I mean, it's a really, really nice, relaxing to wear top. Like, it's I'm really happy with it. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk to you about this top. I mean, I really enjoyed it. So this is the Ironwork Tee by Dianna Walla, and we do have kits for this in our shop if you're interested. Speaking of knitted tops, we do have the knit along going to start. This is a podcast knit along for any sort of tee or top or anything without long sleeves. So summer tees, vests, camis. So yeah, we're doing a knit along that's going to be running from the 1st of January through to the end of February, and feel free to jump on in. I have opened a thread on Ravelry, and there's a couple of people who have posted already. So I would love it if you could come and join, and I don't mind if you start a brand new project or if you want to work on an existing top. I'm happy. It doesn't matter. It's just a nice get together and chat and knit along. It'd be great if you could come over to the group on Ravelry and have a little chat. Things started to get a little bit active and then it sort of died off, so hopefully, you know, people will come and chat more and tell us what they're making and post some pictures. I am going to be knitting the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter, and I do have the yarn. I dyed this yarn this week, so I decided to use our Lano base, which is a 90% superwash merino, 10% linen. So it's a nice summer yarn, and I really love this colour. And New Beginnings, I thought that's kind of fitting for the new year. So I can't wait to cast on, and I have a hashtag that you can use. There's strange noises. We've got a bit of construction work happening next door, so if you hear some banging, that's what that is. There it goes again. I have a hashtag, so please feel free to use it. That's if you're posting on Instagram. Yeah, I think that was all I wanted to talk about with the knit along. That noise really put me off. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I have been trying very hard not to cast on anything new. So, and I have already 2 sweaters on the needles, and I wanted to get one off the needles before I started the knit along. So I have been sort of focusing all my attention on that one project, and I might as well show you since I'm talking about it. This is the Lorette Sweater by NCL Knits, and it is a top-down raglan, which starts off with obviously the ribbed neckband, but then it goes into a little bit of lace, which is very, very easy and simple to knit, and then straight into the body with the stripes. And yeah, I've really enjoyed knitting this. It's flowing off the needles. I used our Sportlicious base, which is Spinach, that's the green, and then I used our new boucle fingering base called Frizz in the New Beginnings colour. I'm actually having a thing for this colorway. It's really pretty. I like the way the orange pops against the green. It's quite a Christmassy sweater. If it was cold here, I'd wear this Christmas Day, but unfortunately it's summer here in Australia, so I would cook in this sweater. But yeah, I'm really pleased. I have woven in the ends. All I need to do now is give this a little wash and a block, and then I'm going to fold it up nice and neat and put it away in my cupboard until autumn. So yeah, this is the Lorette Sweater by NCL Knits, and yeah, highly recommend it. It's a lovely, lovely project. So like I said, I've been trying not to cast anything on, so I have a couple of other things that I've been working on. One of them is my Wildwood Sweater, which I have spoken about in the past. I think I spoke about this last podcast. I have actually finished the body, and I had forgotten, but I had a twisted rib at the bottom of the sweater. I thought it was a normal rib, but it's not. It's twisted rib. And I am using our Lano base together with a mohair, and I thought the Lano base was Vin Rouge, but actually this is black cherries. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got these flecks of orange and pink and purple, and then this lovely deep violet color. And that's knitting up really nicely with the mohair. And yeah, if you have a look at this in person, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see all the lovely flecks of color in it. It's just very subtle. From a distance you don't notice it, only when you get up close you can see it. And there's no shaping in the body, it's just knit straight down. And then the sleeves, again, there's no shaping in the sleeves, you just knit them straight until you get, I think it's like 5 inches from the cuff. You do some lace, and then it's a rapid decrease for a balloon sleeve, and then you do the cuff itself. So very easy. And I am re-releasing this pattern because the yarn that I originally designed, what I used for the original design, we no longer carry. There was also, I wanted to change the underarm section from the original pattern. I just added a couple of stitches, that was all. So yeah, I will be re-releasing this pattern very soon. The final whip is a sock. I always have a sock on the go, and it's just always a vanilla sock. I keep them in a project bag whenever I'm sort of in between projects or feeling a little bit tired or whatever. If I have a car journey to go on, I take these with me and just work on them. So this is Opal sock yarn, and I'm not sure of the color name. If I find out, I will put it on the screen, but it's based on artwork, I believe. But yes, I love Opal sock yarn and sort of commercial socks. A lot of fun to knit. I do only have one pair of sock needles, and I do that because it'll stop me from continually casting on new socks. I really want to bring home one of my Sugar Rush sock kits, which I've been dyeing at work, dyeing at the studio. And yeah, I really want to get one of those on the needles and try knitting it, well, try knitting with it. But yes, I want to be able to finish my sock first because I don't want to have too many projects on the go. So this is the first sock. I've still got a second sock to go. What I usually do too is as soon as I cast off one sock, I cast straight on. I don't leave my project hanging because I know if I do that, then I'll have the second sock syndrome happening and I'll never ever end up with a pair of socks. It'll always be single socks. So as soon as I finish this one, I will cast straight on for the next one and rip through it. I mean, socks really, they don't seem to take me that long to knit, even men's socks. I have gotten to that point where I can just knit without even looking at what I'm knitting. I don't even think about it actually. I just sit and watch TV at night and knit. It's just, what do they call it, muscle memory now. So I don't, it's really nice. It's like being on autopilot, and then I look down and see how much I've knitted and it's that one sock's almost done. So I can get through these really quickly. And my husband loves wearing socks, my dad wears the socks, my mum, I've sent socks to my aunt. I haven't sent my brother any socks, but he's not really, I don't know if he would wear them. My sister-in-law, everybody, I wear them. They're just the best thing. So it is great to be able just to have socks always on the go and just finishing them and giving them away or whatever when I finish. So yeah, I have lots of sewing to get through, but before I do that, I want to just quickly show you a few new colors that I have dyed this week and last week. So I am going through our colours that we currently have, and I am adding some and replacing some. It's just something I do every year. I like to sort of refresh the shop and the colours. So this week I have quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have about 7 new colours that I'm adding to the shop, as well as lots of other colours. And I have done a bit of a theme this week, which I don't usually do for the shop, but I wanted to focus on summer holidays and putting together a nice colour combination that sort of represents holidays and summer holidays in particular, and this relaxing time of year, although at the moment it's not very relaxing before Christmas, but after Christmas we can all take a deep breath and relax. So that was my idea. The yarn base this week is our Lano, which is what I showed you before. This is our 90% superwash merino, 10% linen. It's a great summer yarn, just like the merino silk. It's not cotton, but it has that plant fibre airiness to it, although it doesn't have the usual linen stiff feel. It's actually very soft linen. So this colour is Fluoro Peach, and this is a colour I absolutely love at the moment. So that's a new one. So all these ones are new ones. This is Strawberries and Cream, and I love that strawberry red colour. There's a little bit of orange and some mossy green. And then we have Neon Glitter, which is a fluoro yellow and flecks of gold. So 2 new fluoro colours. And then we have Cypress, which is a lovely blue green. And then Pewter, which is a desaturated blue, which is almost like a steely blue, and then flecks of rust and brown and green. This is very pretty. Actually, these go well together. And then we have Mineral, which is a nice sort of neutral. And the last one is Summer Vibes, which is a spearmint green and peach with gold splashes. So they're all the new colours. And then to go with those, I have dyed up a whole heap of neutrals to go with the brights. I've dyed up some nice fun sort of saturated colours. This is Marigold. There's this lovely green, which is Sushi. And yeah, lots of neutrals, pops of brights and desaturated colours is what I've got. There's plenty more, but I'm not going to just go through them all because that'll take forever. So if you're interested, have a look on the shop. We are actually taking the public holidays off for Christmas and New Year, but apart from that, we're going to be at the studio working. I've got lots of things happening next year, so I'm sort of planning ahead. So if you do place an order, we will be shipping over the Christmas and New Year holidays. Now onto sewing. I have been sewing quite a lot, and I've been really enjoying it. I've had such a fun time sewing. It's funny how things kind of, you might start a certain craft and then it sort of goes away for a bit, then it comes back, the urge, and then goes away and then comes back. That's sort of how sewing has been for me, but I'm really enjoying it at the moment. I have quite a few things. Actually, I need to go and grab my finished object that I have finished sewing. So this is my recent finished object. I'm so super happy and pleased with how this dress turned out. This is the Alder shirt dress by Grainline Studio, and it is one of those makes where I was a little bit nervous at first because there was a lot to do. There's button bands and collars and collar stands and God knows what else, pockets, you name it. So I took my time, I chipped away at this dress over a couple of weeks, and just whenever I started feeling tired I stopped sewing. So I did it very slowly, and I'm so pleased with the way this dress turned out. I'll put some images up for you to have a look what it looks like on. So I finished this last weekend, and there were a couple of little problems that it was all my fault. I had messed up the button band and I thought I had ruined the dress, and I almost cried, but then I was able to fix it. The collar I found a little bit difficult to sort of get my head around how to sew it, but once I did it, it was actually not as hard as what I had sort of originally thought it was going to be. But yeah, it fits beautifully, and I've washed it and ironed it, and this is all ready to go for Christmas. So this is going to be my Christmas dress. So yeah, I'm really pleased. The fabric I bought from Spotlight. It is a cotton linen blend, and I love that color. And as you can see, I have the color in my house, this lovely ochre yellow, and the buttons are just some cute little plastic plain little buttons. And yeah, I'm really pleased with this make. The second thing that I've been working on is the Monetta dress by Colette Patterns. I have made this before. I made this quite a few years ago in a knit fabric, which it is for knit fabrics, and I wore it a lot. So actually I don't think I even have that dress anymore. I sort of wore it till it fell apart. So I thought I would make another one, and I am almost finished. I have it, I'll stand up. I have it all sewn up and ready to go. The only thing I haven't done yet is the hem. So I will finish the hem, and then this is done. The only thing that happened with this pattern was you are meant to actually put elastic, clear elastic in the waist section for where you gather. I didn't do that, and I didn't do it with the first one. And the first time I made this, I was actually paying really close attention to where the gathers were in the dress. This time, for some reason, maybe I was in a bit of a rush, I wasn't paying much attention to the gathers. And what happened was, luckily for me, it's on the back, so it doesn't matter too much, but right in the middle here, there's this big bunch of gathers, and it sticks out. So it doesn't look too bad at the back of the dress, but if I was to wear that at the front, it would look really weird. So next time I make this dress, I'm going to be extra mindful of the gathering, and maybe sort of push the gathering more to the edges and not have it right at the front of the dress. But yes, this is just a knit fabric that I bought from Spotlight. It is I think it's an eco cotton, so it is a little bit thicker than normal cotton. But yeah, I'm really pleased. I can't wait to wear this. I'm just ready to start my next sewing project, which will be the Inari dress by Named. And I recently bought this pattern. I think I showed it on the previous podcast. And I bought, it's so funny actually, went to Spotlight again and bought some more knit fabric, and I bought this. And then when I got home, I looked in my stash and I have this. So they're almost exactly the same It's funny, I tend to like this kind of print. But this one, I think I might be making a t-shirt out of this one, or even I might even do another dress. But for the Inari, I am going to go for this one. This is a little bit thicker actually than the other, than this. This one's a little bit thinner, so I feel like this might be actually better for the dress. And this is the line drawings. So you have the option of 2 different necklines and 3 different sleeves. You've got a quarter length, a full length, and a short sleeved, and everything of course is what's the word? Everything you can mix and match. So what I'm planning on doing is making the shirt dress, and then instead of doing a facing for the neck, I'm going to do the neckband. And yeah, that was the only thing that was different. This is mainly going to be for going swimming, wearing around the house, just something nice and cool to sort of pop on over my swimmers. So yeah, I have the pattern cut out. I need to cut the fabric, which I'll be doing this weekend, and I'm thinking it's going to be a really quick knit. I have a overlocker, which my last t-shirt that I made, I sewed completely using the overlocker. Even the sleeves, I was really a little bit nervous about doing the sleeves because obviously it's cutting it as it's sewing, but it all worked really well and it was super quick. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that again with this, although the neckband I might actually just sew on. I don't think I'll use the overlocker for that. I might just use it just to finish it. So yeah, it shouldn't take me long, and hopefully next time I podcast I'll be showing you my new Inari dress. Speaking about next podcast, I will be back probably the 3rd of January, I'm thinking. Like I said, I'm not taking time off this year over Christmas. Well, I'm just taking public holidays off. So I will be putting out a podcast very soon. But I do want to say, have a very Merry Christmas and all the best for 2025. It's just crazy. Where has the year gone? It's just flown. So yeah, I hope you have a lovely time with family and friends, and I will be talking to you very soon. So, and don't forget to join in the knit along, which is kicking off on the 1st of January. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I will be heading to my parents' place for Christmas with my husband Paul, and I will try and take a little bit of footage, I guess, while we're away, so I can share that with you when I get back. But anyway, until then, happy knitting and talk to you soon. Bye.